Yeah.
Woo!
Welcome to the podcast. What's up? Earlier I was calling you Mr. Will Wannabe Smith, but
that didn't happen at all.
Mr. Smith, hello.
I distinctly do not remember this happening, but but sure, let's go with that. Does Will Smith play guitar?
He probably does a lot.
I mean, he is like a YouTube guy now, all of a sudden. Or like, he was on the Rewind thing, like a year or two ago now. And people are pretty upset. Because they're like, hey, just go back to your shitty movies with your shitty kid. Oh, Will Smith has to save the world again. Oh, what a shock. Ah, God. Let's see one more fucking Will Smith movie where he's like, oh, gotta save the world. I'm gonna chuck my fucking computer out the goddamn window. Oh, man. I didn't mean to start your thing off the rant.
No, feel free. This is freedom of speech zone over here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. That's been under fire lately. I'm getting a little sick of having to, like, defend Nazis' freedom of speech with everyone saying apparently we should just start beating the shit out of people we don't like. I'm like, hey, that's kind of what that could happen to you if there's a bunch of people that don't like you. I don't like the word you're saying. No, I'm right, you're wrong. And then they beat the shit out of them and fuck them, I don't know.
Just bad things. Terrible things.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But that was just a little, actually came up with that. I would just call it a riff, not even a song at this point, like last week. Because I was feeling pretty lazy. And it sounds decent. That's all it takes for music nowadays, though, is just a little like catchy line, something that can be repeated, maybe even put on a T-shirt.
I think it'd be dude. I've thought about putting on like a costume.
For what?
For like when we streaming on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of costume were you thinking about?
I don't know, something just funny. It would be just funny, you know? So what other music have you been working on lately? Anything that's in the back of your mind that's kind of like, this is the project you could not see at the end until it's done?
Well, no, if anything, I'm only ever secretive of what I've recorded and try to like mix down. Just cause it's like I doubt any artist with a normal ego would want people to see them like painting or even like buying paint and brushes. Like, no one gives a shit about that part. You're mixing a song. Oh my God, you probably make about 500 versions that you're gonna hate, or you might even think, oh, it's good, and then you step away from it, and then a week later you're like, oh, this is hot trash. And you were just being lazy, or your ears were tired and they weren't hearing properly.
Yeah, you'd like. So, do you think the same goes for like making beats and stuff? You just always constantly coming up with all these different variations, and you kind of probably never know which one is ready for production.
Music in general there's this weird idea that everything you make needs to be brand new, authentic, or different, out there. So like, I gotta tell you, I'd be hard pressed to find a Beatles song that doesn't follow a simple backbeat rhythm like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like,
let me hear you play a simple song like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean any kind of rock song.
All right,
We'll have it.
Do you want to play a game really quick?
A game?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the game?
All right, so I have a list of songs here, and I'm wondering which ones that you'll be able to teach me.
Teach you?
Yeah.
Have you ever played guitar before?
But this one, doesn't that sound simple?
Yeah, I mean, it does, but here's the thing. There's a lot of little chord changes. So, like, for, when you're learning anything, especially, like, physicality, the last thing that ever comes into effect is fine motor control.
It means it's hard. Is what you're saying?
No, I mean anything. So for example, when you're playing drums, what part of your hand do you think you use, or your arm? Let's go with the arm. What parts of your arm do you think you use to do this?
Probably this half and this. The hand.
So you're saying the
The
forearm
and
down. Wrong.
What is it?
You don't use any. Well, I was playing like most modern
Like a noob?
play.
Like a
No.
noob?
Like someone in this century, or like the most common method is you hold your stick like this in your left hand, in your right hand. You're only using your wrist at first. That's how when you first learn, you're using your wrist. And you just learn to naturally let the stick fall. And you learn to use your wrist. So if I'm only using my wrist.
So it's your wrist that you're using.
At first. Here's the thing. This is as fast as I can play with my wrist. Comfortably on not a drum. Then you need to learn to do something called a double stroke. So that was a bunch of singles, which means one motion of your wrist, one stroke. Now double is, if I was going to do it very slow, you'd use 2 strokes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had 2 in one hand, I only got one drumstick, but if you go pop, pop, and then your other hand goes pop, pop, so you go pop, 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 pop. So after a while, if I can only go this fast, like comfortably for minutes, I could do this. That's a pretty slow double stroke. Pop, 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 pop. So you have to learn to do
Double tap?
yeah, it's a double stroke. So you go down, and then naturally this will bounce back up, right? But I don't want to go all the way up. It's gonna take forever. That's me doing this.
Right.
So I want to do what's called a half stroke. Go only a little bit up, and then do I use my wrist again?
No, you just let it.
Sometimes
Just let
at
it
slow
fall.
speeds. I'm using my wrist only here. But if you're going fast, I'm using these 3 fingers. So I go wrist, wrist, fingers, wrist, fingers. And you actually have to use both wrist and fingers. You don't want to get super fast, only fingers, really. Right. This is only fingers.
Okay.
So, like you're doing a fast roll. But I also play like this. Traditional grip.
Yeah, you also only have one drumstick.
Yeah.
You need a toothpick or a chopstick?
I don't know if a chopstick would
It'd
work.
probably be so disappointing to you. You're like,
Yeah, well, just the weight difference,
come
you know?
on.
So, but yeah, like, so that's the fine motor control. It took me about 2 years to be able to do a perfect double stroke roll for like 5 minutes.
2 years? And what's your personal best as far as how long you can do it?
Oh, I mean, I can do it about 5 minutes, almost uninterrupted, on a good day. Well, here's the thing. What song ever has a 5-minute? It's like going.
Up to you.
Yeah, it's just like that was just a drill, and then I was like, how long can I do it? It's just
What
like
about this song? Can you play that on drums?
yeah, I mean,
What is it on the cowbell?
I'll use my hands.
Yeah, do that.
Well, so one they have that hi-hat release, so it's like boom, bop, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this is not stable.
Wow.
Boom, bop, boom, boom, bop, boom, boom, bop, boom, boom, bop, boom, boom. Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty straightforward. It's a little swing, or slight. It's not super tight rhythm. It isn't bad.
Is that a song super easy to play on the guitar?
Probably. I've never played it, so.
Did that produce the same sound? Similar.
Similar.
You could be like the Pharaoh. So what what helps you get like the beat down of the song like better? Do you need to just hear the instrumental version of it without them singing and making it
So
harder?
what do you mean like a brand like song famous already known or like a song
Right.
I'm making?
No, like a famous song, for example. Like, can you copycat? I'm just curious to
Yeah,
see.
if anything, it's easier for me to copycat on drums and on guitar because it's more drums is there's a lot of just like feeling rhythm is essentially you're rhythmically kind of telling your body parts to do something. So there's like an order, there's a pattern.
Would you bring this one? This shaker?
I don't have a shaker now. Oh, Marcaca.
Yeah. As soon as you hear a song that you think that we could just like simply just like create, let's see you start singing first.
Do you want to create a song or?
Well, I honestly I want to do both, but I mean I like karaoke a lot, you know.
Okay.
And so.
No.
And I like songs that like sound kind of simple enough for you to play, but then you could teach me how to play.
I'm trying to think of some.
I'll keep going. I'll keep going. What is it?
I mean, I think those chord changes would be a little tough. I'm trying to think.
I'll give you time.
Oh, do you want me to play this one? What are you waiting for?
Do you think we could do that with the guitar?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up the chords and
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Is that
I
how you
don't-
have to do it? You get a feel for it based on the sound, or
yeah, I mean, I don't honestly haven't been playing guitar in a while.
it's a little rusty.
I've been doing mainly drums, and I remember I actually sent you a text about it's a new instrument. You know that I mentioned
The
making.
flute, right?
No. Remember that I said I was getting into
Chinese,
woodworking. Japanese.
Japanese, ancient.
I would go with ancient. It's like it's a folk instrument though. It's called a shamisen.
Like the Asian banjo.
Kinda, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-string, long. It's got an animal skin on this little box, and there's a neck, and you have like an ice scraper as like a little instead of a pick. And then it's hard to describe almost.
How much different does it sound? Do you know?
It kind of almost has this guitar-y banjo sound. It's almost indescribable. It's like a guitar, banjo, maybe even a little like sitar-esque. If you're gonna look up a song, I would look up. Yeah, where's your music hookup? I can play you something that good.
Oh, Bluetooth? Or I
Yeah,
can Google
whatever.
it. I can Google it here. Google.
Google it.
Google it.
Yeah, let me help you type it in. It's gonna.
Do you think it'll be in Apple Music?
I think it might.
What's it called?
TSU GARU. Just see what comes up there. Okay, this one. So that's what it sounds like.
I feel like I'm in like liturgy in China.
No, yeah, it's definitely like it's a very Asian sounding instrument. It's something usually blind musicians would play on the street for money.
Okay.
That was the only way they could earn money was they were called bosamo.
They're called what?
There's musicians, the blind ones were called bosamo.
A Bolsamo?
Yeah, bosamo was just a blind musician that played an instrument for money. That was the only way they could earn a living.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that what you see yourself one day? In Japan? You're
No.
just sitting on it's like going to town, people are just like paying you dollar bills,
They don't-
and you're just like,
Yeah, they have I think the government healthcare kind of provides the money, so there's not as much of a need now. But no, the style was made up just to attract large groups of people.
They push it on the street, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the instrument's actually very loud, deceptively loud. But yeah, it's basically this is like one of the most common songs you could hear for this instrument.
Why'd you want to go for this instrument?
There's something about it. It's just raw.
It's raw?
Yeah, like I mean, just listen to that technique. That's that shit you can hear. That shit you hear today, but they were playing it a couple hundred years ago. Probably like maybe like the early industrialization of Japan. So that's when it was kind of popular.
When was the early industrialization?
I want to say the 1800s. Kind of when it opened up trade to the world, is what I would say.
1800s, huh?
Yeah, about the 1800s.
Why did you get so interested in this kind of history stuff? And
Well,
ancient art and
no, I actually-
ancient culture.
Well, I mean, I've always kind of liked ancient history. It's
You were a biology major. How do you like say you could like? You always seem like it.
I hope you have a prescription for those. I'm gonna be a little disappointed if those are fake glasses.
They're blue light glasses.
What the hell is that?
You don't, dude. The industry don't got these. It blocks the blue light from apparently your screens, so that way it doesn't hurt your eyes as bad.
Oh, I guess it could make sense. I think blue lights on the spectrum, it's a higher energy like light, so
Like from your phone. That's why people apparently stay up longer at night because they're literally looking at their phone and it's helping.
okay.
It's not helping them sleep. That's
Yeah, I'd say probably just the general stress of modern life is responsible for that more than anything else. Jesus, man. What's the fucking average? So I'm from Bellingham. You know what the average income is there? Average? It's $30K a year. That's nothing.
like living in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, except in expensive as fuck Washington. So
Right.
yeah, no, it's a little troubling there. I think that's what's keeping people up. I don't know well, I'm sure this will be a hot take. Maybe the current fucking president, whether you like him or not, man, is he just dropping the ball on everything lately?
I think he's gonna go out like a wrecking ball.
Like he's gonna just take an actual physical wrecking ball to the White House if he loses.
Basically, I think
Says
that's
you
the
can't
kind
be
of.
president. Has to be a White House.
So I think.
Because he's that stupid, he would think that.
I think he's gonna just throw a temper tantrum like that.
Well, he's absolutely got
He's
it. But
gonna
I
go
think
down,
he's going
like-
to rent a wrecking ball. Like, you can't be president of the White House if there's no White House. And they're like, we had a president before the White House. You fucking idiot. Because he's that dumb. I think he will. Like, I think he might actually think if there's no White House that Biden can't be president.
Bro, I saw Biden on the podcast on Joe Rogan's podcast. First time I actually heard him listen. First time I actually listened to him speak for more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think that's been their strategy is keeping him away from microphones for like a long time.
Oh, Biden?
Yeah.
I meant Bernie.
Oh, Bernie.
Bernie Sanders is on the podcast.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, Biden, if anything...
People are
they're
saying
keeping him,
Biden has dementia.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong. Like, yeah, I mean, that's why everyone's like, oh, you think it's bad, but you think Trump's bad. We're all gonna die with Biden. Like, it's... Those two guys debate. It's gonna be two confused old men. One of them very racist, the other one secretly kind of racist.
There's a lot of problems going on in America.
Yeah, it's like, oh, these are the fucking choices we get, is Tweedledee and Tweedledipshit.
Well, it's... From what I heard from Bernie the other day was that it just comes down to, like, the actual legislation, the writing in it, and he mentioned how like one bill might have helped the less wealthy Americans
Oh yeah.
at first for the first 2 years. He said, but by the end of the 10-year bill, it ended up benefiting the richer people by like 80% and the
No, there's a
less
lot
wealthy
of
by like
that's the
20.
problem with lobbying.
Dude, yeah, see, you was talking about that. They spent
It's insane.
and
horrible.
especially for pharma, dude. Are you
Pharma's the
kidding me?
worst. Yeah.
Pharma's a savage.
Yeah, and they like to do this whole pity party where they're like, do you know how expensive it is to make it? Like, no, when I worked, I temped at a pharma company, that it's honestly almost insane. So like, this is how drug development works. There's a company that has a couple of scientists think of an idea for a drug. So they think of a known medication or compounds. Because it's not just like, oh, hey, I found this new chemical. You want to inject it in someone and see if what it does? Like, that doesn't happen.
Why don't you do it to yourself, dumbass?
Yeah. So that's why we do it to, like, mice and rats.
Animal studies, yes, correct.
Yeah.
That's kind of where COVID is at right now. I mean,
yeah,
despite some
yeah,
circumstances
I mean,
with other companies.
Yeah, I was working basically in the pharma industry for almost 3 or 4 years on the research side of things.
Are you still in the pharma business, but in just a
No.
different side of things?
No, absolutely not.
I thought you were a tester
No, well, no.
in the pharma space. You
no.
tested.
No, so like for starting in my intro to the pharma industry, first was temping at a company. I won't name it because I don't know if they're gonna like try and butt fuck me in my
Oh,
sleep or
yeah,
something.
they're probably bankrupt and gone.
Honestly, the way they were run,
Delisted off the exchange.
Honestly,
I think I remember.
I kind of want to.
Wasn't that Satan of a boss? That remember
No.
that we kind of talked. Was
Which-
that way before our time?
So that was
way before we caught up.
Oh fuck. So the Satan of the boss. Why don't you start with career out of school? Why don't we
Yeah.
start at the whole?
So you graduated from Wazoo, right?
Yeah.
Washington
Wazoo.
State. This guy's a coug, by the way. If
Yeah,
anybody
I know,
couldn't guess that based on his looks, well,
yeah, I never actually went to a single football game. Yeah, I actually got pretty